Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play House of Iron 4, the New Order, Last Days of Europe, for me, Alpha Pi Omega, and the Empire of Japan. So in the last episode, Madagascar has definitely turned into Democratic Republic of Madagascar. How do I know that? Well, I actually went into the Cold War screen and I looked, and the second Malagasy uprising is a stalemate for me and the United States. So I guess it turns out that this was one of the endings. I don't know if I caused it by actually supporting those guys just once, because the game didn't say that that would be a dead end, or because of the results were so close, or because, I don't know, maybe, but still, if we can't have it, nobody can have it, and that's fine by me. What we have though now is the war in the Philippines, which we need to check immediately, because it is way more complicated. So, we can increase support for the military. Okay, that would give us further command power. Troop surge to the Philippines. Free Japanese division will be shipped to Manila. Okay. Begin the bomber offensive. That one can now bomb 3 states at the same time. Okay, construct fortifications in Manila. Kawagang Manila adds 4 land forts. Philippine-Japanese training scheme. The Second Philippines Republic Defense and Organization increased by 10%. Construct the mountain constabularies. Decrease the Second Philippines Republic terrain debuffs by 10%. The last stand of the Oriental Pearl. Increase the Second Philippines Republic defense and entrenchment speed by 10% and 15%. And morale rises, improving the military performance of our ally. So this is not looking good. The Bawean Tavak Blitz. The Philippine insurgency is perhaps the longest enduring conflict the IJA has ever had the dishonor of quelling, matched perhaps only by the one in Malaya. A posting in the island often spells the death knell of every glory hound and careerist, for their jungles promise only malaria and a 50 caliber cure. Further hampering any lasting success are the budget cuts of ministries past, to dwindling the once formidable 14th Army numbers into a glorified garrison, a trend only recently stymied by the damnable rebels' resurgence. Nevertheless, the archipelago's importance is rarely overstated, for the power of the Orient secures not just our sea lanes to Indonesia, but also our grand bulwark against the American Leviathan. A loss now will leave our lands and seas exposed once more to Western intrusion. Heavens know what will happen from there. Thankless and bloody our job may be, but it is necessary. Let's get to it. Okay. So, let's see what the balance of forces is. We're defending these guys. They have about 25 to 26 divisions. That's not all that bad. And they're facing an attack from the north, an attack from the south. Okay, so the forces are really not that badly pitted. And because it's mostly, well, these are plains and that's a city. So in the north it is a much bigger problem, but here we could potentially count with the amphibious defenses. Can we send someone now? Send volunteers, we can. We can send 3 divisions, okay, and we can send air volunteers. 2 of our air wings. Okay, so we will immediately send the IJA Expeditionary Force. These are the guys that are training for this basically, so they will go, and we're gonna send in the Air Force. So let us send the volunteers immediately with the Air Force. So 2 air wings and the IJA Expeditionary Force. Okay, so that's gonna be the first step. Can you kind of accept it? Maybe you can't. We'll see. In the meantime, we do have a lot of command power, so we could... I want to do the troop surge, but first you guys need to go, because I don't want that to block you. The bomber offensive... I think building the fortifications in Manila is a safe bet at this point, honestly. So let's do that one. Okay, so our volunteers are on their way, and okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, Manila getting defenses is actually still a pretty worth it thing to do. Now the air wings. Is there any air fighting going on in this area? That is an important question. I don't see anything. Still, we're gonna be careful here and send one unit. Dang it, do we not have any units that would be at full strength? Okay, we do you. That is a fighter. Okay, so let's select the U and send you over here, and you're gonna provide our superiority. And now we need a close air support that is going to bomb the ever-loving hell out of our enemies. It's interceptors, carrier fighters, Mars close air support. These are strategic bombers. Give me tactical bombers. Okay, those are interceptors, carrier fighters. Carrier fighters, Jesus. Fighters. Close air support. Okay, 34, 36, 35, 35. So we just have way too many. So let us actually look at them. That's a jet fighter. Jet fighter, we have way too many. Yeah, ground attack 35. So I'm gonna disband 3 of them. Jet interceptor. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's a fighter. You guys, unfortunately, cannot do any close air support. So let us just take. And this is confusing. It's a jet fighter. Okay, you guys. Oh, god damn it! That's not what I wanted. Damn, this menu is super confusing sometimes. Wait, one more thing I wanted to check. That's a carrier close air support. Do we have tactical bombers? Because those would be maybe also. No, those are carrier close air support. Army close air support, fighters, interceptors, strategic bombers, strategic, yep, there's no, we do have tactical bombers here, okay. So what is your close air support? 20. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's fix the situation with our close air support. So those are close air support. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, and we got about 1 of. Okay, so that means 4 of them need to be disbanded. So these ones. So you're gonna get disbanded. Improved jet. Yep, you're gonna get disbanded. You're gonna get disbanded. And the last one is over here. Okay, that should mean that we will have 2 air wings of full strength very soon. So let me just check on that. Okay, where are you? Improve jet closer support. Waiting for orders. Okay, now we did it. Awesome. Oh, no, that was a mistake. Okay, but you can now also go to the Philippines, and you are going to provide closer support here, which means we have 100 fighters and 100 closer support, and there is no enemy, so this should mean that our units will get maximum support. Emergency reforms. Okay. We need to look into that as well. God damn it, there's a lot of things happening. The complete collapse of the Japanese government has not been kind to us. Okay, so we fixed the situation with the Air Force. We fixed the situation with the Army, which is going there. We're gonna push northwards. In 23 days, we can actually do another ones of these. New divisions, event, timeout, morale rises, volunteer forces and transfer. You will arrive on 26th of July, so in 6 days. Okay, so now let's read the description. Has a lot of things happening, and then we're gonna look at the emergency reform so we can have some kind of strategic plan to fix our economy. But until we actually get enough political power to do anything, I don't think there is anything we can do, so we'll have to sit for at least 4 months on this, which is just crazy. Trotting on the Toko. The black disc shines in the fluorescent light as the photograph's needle carves its thousandth valley. Through the speakers, soft music imported from Manchukuo played, filling the room with the sounds of women singing to classical music. Officer Nakayama Sho sips his tea, skimming through incident reports. Setting down his tea, he takes out a fountain pen, signing off on the breakup of the Marxist ring. Dropping the file into the finished pile, he opens the window, letting the cool breeze flow into the office. The doorknob sounds out, and Sho turned his head. A secretary sticks her head through the door. "May I come in?" She holds what seems to be a file, probably another report. At Sho's nodding, she promptly drops the file on the last clear spot on his desk. A tiny thud sounded out, and he sat down to look through it. Reading through the documents, his eyebrows raised. Truncated for brevity. In recent months, illegal music has exploded in popularity across Korea and the home islands. According to related reports, see attached, the propagation of such music has been driven by the Najua. Thus, efforts must be focused to suppress the subversive media wherever possible. The memo must have been passed around the damn place, Shaw thought. Squeezing his eyes as he looked at the record player, he thought to himself out loud, "This is going to be a shit show." Yeah, while suppressing the music you're listening to. Gods of the North. Reports have slowly begun filtering down from movement in the distant communes of Siberia. What it is, really, we cannot say, but the fact that any form of news is leaving the region alone has set many to wondering what exactly could be happening. Surely, if the communes are making any kind of stir for the first time in 20 years, it must be in some form important. Reports speak of stirrings from the religious. Reports speak of the stirrings from the religious. Those few traders who make their way that far north over the East Siberian trade routes have spoken of entire communes chanting in prayer, of churches being filled to the brim, and of some figure pushing them onward. Nobody knows exactly what has spurred this action, but the people of Siberia keep praying for one man. They call him the Father. Nothing but nonsense. How's the Amur war going? Still holding and doing the good fight. Yeah, they have more and more units compared to Magadan, yet they are still unable to do anything. That is just bizarre. Aleutian Wilderness Resort. One of Sasakawa's associates' more adventurous ventures in the Sakura Wilderness Resort in the Aleutian Islands. Is one of Sasakawa's associates' more adventurous ventures is the Sakura Wilderness Resort in the Aleutian Islands. Formerly a backwater in one of the most far-flung regions of the Japanese Empire, the Aleutian Islands had become a sort of mini-business haven for those who couldn't make it to Tokyo. Prior to the establishment of the Sakura Resort, the Aleutian Islands was a seedy underbelly, ironic given its sparsity and distance from Japan. American and Canadian contraband goods flow through the tiny ports of Attu and Kiska, from Lucky Strikes to Playboy magazines. Of course, that was until the IGN area commander was replaced after crossing some higher up. Since then, the crime-infested underbelly turned into a haven for Japan's thrill-seekers under one of Sasakawa's many affiliates. From extreme hiking to snowboarding and winter fishing in the frigid north. Of note, many of the former criminals and contraband smugglers still eke out, that's probably eke out their living, that's a real word, I know it, but I haven't seen it in a while, eke out their living there, just under a new shiny uniform and the veneer of an actual company. Sasakawa himself has managed to distance himself sufficiently from this project, though anybody in Japan knows that there is more to the resort's profit than salmon hunting and tabloid-friendly adrenaline rush adventures. In spite of it all, Sasakawa has stayed clean. No traces of the resort's profit is tangibly dirty money, though one just has to ask for the special menu at the izakaya between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. every Wednesday, and one would discover that not much has changed since. A trip to the wilderness. Okay, so a little bit more glimpse. Are we getting more glimpses into the real life of the people here? Now, the decisions. So we have the House of Cards. Nothing has changed here, which is kind of interesting. What changed is that we now have the emergency reforms. With the Japanese economy in chaos, reeling from the effects of the Yasuda crisis, it falls to us to muster a response. Many of the steps towards recovery may not be popular, but will prove to be necessary should we want to ensure a speedy return to normalcy. Prop up agricultural sector. Inflation is decreased. Okay, agricultural society development will begin to improve. Poverty rate will begin to improve. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, that's interesting. So these guys are not changing and we will start seeing improvement. Okay, so in a sense that's pretty good. Implement austerity measures. GDP growth will decrease, but what's up with the inflation? Oh yeah, it's at 4.4%. Okay. Our poverty rate will worsen. GDP growth will increase, poverty rate will improve. Bailout struggling businesses. Income tax cuts. Business tax cuts. Prop up struggling banks. Private state assets. Public approval decreases, but we get GDP growth increased and increase in our liquid reserves by 2 billion. Reduce military spending. Inflation will decrease. IGN support. GDP growth will increase. Inflation will decrease. Subsidize sphere growth. Reduce regulations. Lower effectiveness efforts. So this one is pretty good, for example. Chiba, thermoelectric plant, increase state GDP by 5%. GDP growth will increase. This one is also good. Inflation decreases. It increases GDP, but the effect is 0.55 increase, 0.45 here. This cuts the business taxes. This one is also 0.45. This increases agriculture. This one is also pretty good, but those are expensive. This one is cheap. I don't really know what what is that symbol here? Is there a ticker I'm not aware of? National debt. It doesn't say, but there's like 2.5% something. And I don't see it here. Is there a new metric on the government page? Government stability. Stability. Public. I don't see it, but unless we get political power, we're not doing anything. So, you know, either way, it is a bust for us at this point. We have been completely kicked in the shin, and it's my own fault for spending that on the Malagasy revolt. We shouldn't have done that. Decisions available. Bombing campaign. Bombing campaign. Division speed, division defense. The last stand of the Oriental Pro. King Zone moves. Sure, that's not a bad choice. So when our units arrive to the Philippines, I think a push. Yeah, they're doing good in the south. We need to help them push in the north so that we can make a united front against these guys. And it's much easier for them to attack from the north. Actually, they're attacking down here as well. So we might want to make sure that this doesn't help. Trotting across the ocean, Choi Seung-gu sat back in his chair, putting the next record into the player. As he did so, he spoke into the receiver in Korean. You are listening to the radio Seoul, and I'm Chong Seung-gu. The time is 7 o'clock, and coming up is a song from Kim Yong-im. He let the needle go as the upbeat flutes and faint backing vocals gave way to the Queen of Trot herself. For someone who had lived her entire life under Japanese rule, her Korean was nearly free of Japanese. Though he shouldn't really be complaining. He was born in America after all. A knock on the door startled Seung-gu. His legs kicked the desk, shaking the equipment. Sorry about that, Seung-gu, see? Someone from the government came earlier and gave this to me. So-young held up a manila folder, stuffed with papers, continuing. I read everything. You'll want this. She dropped it on Seung-gu's lap as he played the next song. Skimming over its content, he smirked. This was something he could do. A week later, the PA system of the Japanese legation came to life. The songs of Toyota, Nadeshiko, and Mitsugi Nori played. Confusion, then amusement turned to terror as all military frequencies were flooded with music. Nothing could come in from the legation, and nothing could come out of. For Tokyo, this was a disaster. For Washington, Seung-gu, and Radio Seoul, the operation could not have been more of a success. Subversives everywhere. Solano Lima wins the Argentine election. Defying a broad popular front set against this conservative Peronist coalition, Vicente Solano Lima had to fight tooth and nail to claim the presidency that he now holds. But with the Frente Nacional consisting of popular conservatives, Peronists, Benguistas, and Nacionalistas, President Solano Lima now faces the challenge of maintaining such a wide array of factions that they have managed to win. Already there are whispers that Solano Lima is looking to bring Perón back to Argentina, unfounded as they are in anything except a history of pro-Peronism through his tenures in the PDN and PCP. Whether or not there is any truth to these allegations, his victory and hold over the presidency is already secured by both election and the support of the military, and only time will tell his true ambitions. A blast to the past. Okay, our units will arrive very soon. The fall of Ino. Oh god. In the wake of the recent scandals following the uncovering of widespread corruption in government, an unprecedented political earthquake has shaken the very core of the Japanese empire. Every newspaper in Japan and in the entirety of the sphere is reporting that His Excellency the Prime Minister Ino Hiroya has been forced to resign following a vote of no confidence in the Imperial Diet. And the news is rapidly spreading around the world, as concerns rise about the possible shockwave of political instability spreading to all of Asia. The position of Ino itself as prime minister was a result of a tenuous compromise resulting from an attempt to contain the influence of the Imperial Japanese Army in the civilian government by finding a mediation between the various wings of the Taisei Yokusankai. However, such a fragile situation was shattered, and Japan's delicate political equilibrium has been gravely upset. Few commentators dare make predictions about the future in such a volatile situation, but the gears of the Japanese political machine are already starting to set themselves in motion to react to the crisis. So we lose 20 stability, we lose 150 political power, Ino Hiroya retires, Hirohito becomes leader of the fascism party. Emperor's opinion on our administration will change, modify the Showa Empire by lowered political power gain and stability. Okay, well, Hirohito took... yeah, we've read this. So we have minus 271 political power. Talk about crisis. So, based on what we have now, we will get to do anything in about a year. Okay, so our volunteer forces arrived. So they actually took Lucena. So what I'm gonna do here is, actually I'm gonna send you over here. Get them, push them out of here. Wait, this is an ally, right? Yeah, this is an ally, so this area is secure. I want to push northwards, but we'll have to stabilize the situation here first, just to make sure that everything is okay before we do any other things. Or we could just put like 2 units north and keep 1 down here. How are we on the supply of self-propelled artillery? I think we still have a deficit. No, we don't. Okay, so all of our units are fully equipped. No, you're not. So why is the game telling me that we have enough? That's weird. Self-propelled artillery is here and we have 10 in reserve. Okay, well, let's just agree that the game is lying and be done with it. Okay, so we're gonna wait a little bit here, get a little bit of organization regained. I'm gonna throw you in this fight. I think it will do better if we actually hold. I'll let them break here and then just attack ourselves. Can actually get a little bit of a planning bonus. I don't think we're needed, but it will help us as well. Okay, so you should break very soon. Do we have the... Yep, and we're doing massive damage. Okay. That's actually pretty good. So how about you break it off? Okay, no more waiting. Let's just jump in. And we'll just eliminate them. Okay, and now we can cut this, go here, and come on, take the rail. And we'll attack over here and circle units here. This is our first target. We need to eliminate them, and once we do, we will be golden. So let us just make sure that that works. Okay, now you're not lying anymore, but 25 is actually pretty good. That's like, what? Not even 2 months worth of supply. If we're making 4 per week, so yeah, about 6 weeks, so in 2 months we'll be fine, even considering all the casualties that we have here. So our first attack will be into these planes. I think we'll be more than successful in that. And then destroying these guys and pushing north. We need to make sure that we have just one defensive line that we need to take care of. If we try to, fight on too many fronts, it's just gonna be a mess. Okay, attack here. Yep, there's absolutely nothing they can do. We'll just decimate them. Yeah, look at that. That is just... Okay, at least our Japanese units are so good. A new Prime Minister. Okay, so we'll deal with that one in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me for this one. It is awful, it is scary, and we're in a very bad spot. Our economy is crashing down. Things are just not looking good. But still, on the other hand, at least we are trying to fight it. So, till next time, you guys take care.